Hey guys, welcome back to Modsauce on the OTEGamers.com server. And I'll let you guys guess what's going on. There's a ghast behind me in the Enderman tank with a pig head on it. Is that awesome or what? Yeah, I had a crazy day yesterday recording. It was not a lot of fun. That's why there was no episode. I had all the footage, but it turned out to be crappy. I did not want to release that, and I'll explain to you guys here why. Well, we did a few things starting out, and then I said I'm going to prepare 10 wind turbines and 2-dimensional transceivers because I wanted to set up some power above the base, because these ender generators are a joke. They are really terrible. They each generate 40 RF. If these grinders are running and one machine over there, that chemical infusion chamber, it can't keep up. All of them are drained. It's really terrible power. I think they nerfed those generators a little bit too much. They were quite OP back in 1.6 when they generated 80 RF a tick and one ender pearl lasted some insane amount, like 30 minutes or something. They should have kept it at 80 RF and just, you know, have the ender pearls be used as fast as they are now. But cutting the power in half is ridiculous. So anyway, and then I flew up and I prepared a platform to put these wind turbines down. And it turned night and it started raining. So I pulled out the sleeping bag and laid down to sleep. And I was up at Y level 252. That's where the platform is. And I instantly was in the void and died at negative 243. So within half a second, I jumped 500 blocks down and died. Now, I lost the pick and the Maddock that we made last episode from this, so it would have been 2 episodes ago. Anyway, and that was not the big deal, and the armor is all easily replaceable, but I lost the golden bag of holding where I had all the items on for advanced, enhanced portals, the wind turbines, the dimensional transceivers, you know, and a stack of piping and all the ultimate mech cables. It was a real low blow. It sucked, bad glitch, and well, it happens as Minecraft. But I needed a lot of time to recover from that. You know, I actually lost, I had like 6 gold ingots left when I was done crafting all that stuff. So I couldn't just craft it again. I needed to spend a lot of time out mining and so on. And, well, I wanted to also start with redoing the base upstairs. We need to get started building. We're running out of room. I don't want to keep making more cubby holes here and there because, well, this was only supposed to be temporary. And in order to capture animals, and also I want to get one of every mob for an auto spawner and so on, I wanted more gas tiers. And so I went to the nether and I had 1 reusable safari net and I captured this ghast and just got back, and this is the 3rd ghast or 4th ghast. I, you know, tested it first and it came out with this hat. So I'm gonna let them get killed here. Turn this back on. We still have the 3 barrels downstairs with the mob essence. I had to take out the enderman spawner because the ghast just didn't want to spawn with it above it, so I guess you need more room. But we should be fine. We still have 37,000 ender pearls, so that shouldn't be a problem. And the output from that auto spawner now comes to here for now. I wanted to make sure that this chest is the last item in this conduit network. So the deep storage units with the ender pearls is just behind here, and then right after that is this chest, because I didn't want to put this earlier and then, you know, set up item filters so there's no ender pearls and so on going in here. All right, so let me tell you guys the recovery. I need to make another armored jetpack and the free runners. I had to make a pickaxe again. The sword luckily was all in my ender pouch in the ender chest, so I didn't lose the lumber axe, the excavator, the hammer, and all the other stuff. So that wasn't so bad. It was really just that golden bag of holding that bugged me, but oh well. And so I needed to make another ender pouch, a magnet, and also a crescent hammer. Ooh, big deal. No, I'm kidding. All right, and what I made is... Yeah, and I also made the mana ring again. So I can keep using the sword without it getting damaged. And I made... You know, we had the mana steel helmet and the pants. But I was looking into, you know, something that might be a little bit more helpful right now. And I stumbled across this and read up on it. I never made those before. So you make the dark helmet, and we have a bunch of those ingots from dungeons. So I used 12 of them, so we could make more. And then I added a, oh boy, what is that called? Crystal something capacitor. There it is. Pulsating crystal. You gotta put that on in an anvil with those first and 10 levels each, and then you make it empowered 1. Yes. And that means that from then on you can store RF in them. You see that? And then I added a second, then I added 2. Sorry. You need to use this just to get this started so you can charge it. Then I added 2 yes, these right here. One of the basic capacitors and one of the double layer capacitors each. And that boosts it up to empowered 3, so now they store up to 25,000 RF, and 75% of the damage you take is absorbed by power. So you see there's a green bar, so that's the actual durability, and then you also have the RF that gets drained. So I'm actually gonna put on unbreaking on these 2 items here shortly. I'm gonna go back and farm the levels for it. And I also made a protection 4 book and another protection 4 book and applied them in an anvil to the armored jetpack and the free runners. So you cannot directly enchant them, but in an anvil you can add stuff to it. And then the other good thing about this is, where can I show you guys? Oh yeah, I made this little AFK chamber down here. I can show you here. Alright, pitch black dark. Bam, built-in night vision in the helmet, which is awesome for mining. I was using a lot of night vision potions because the hammer and the pickaxe are so fast, and I didn't want to constantly place torches when I was mining. But I also got tired of using night vision potions constantly because they don't last so long. So you gotta take half a bag full of these potions. So I decided to make this helmet, and it comes with the night vision when you put it in an anvil with a night vision potion. And on the leggings, I applied 3 times a potion of swiftness. The first time it costs you, I think, 15 levels, then 20, and then 30, or something like that. So now when I toggle that on, I get haste. But I barely have that on because that actually drains power. And the last item I made is from Tinker's Construct, the Traveler's Gloves. We actually made another one on camera, but that footage I didn't want to release yesterday. That was a bad episode. Anyway, they're very cheap to make, just 6 leather. And then I applied, let me show you in the tool forge here. Whoops. Come on. I believe 300 redstone to it. 400. The first time I made it, I only applied 200 to it, but I like it so much that I did the whole thing, and we got tons of redstone now because I did so much mining. And what that actually means, let me equip it and show you guys over here on this smooth stone. I got insta mining now. So even with silk touch. Of course, only on stone ores still take a little longer, and the hammer is not insta mining yet, but it is fast. It's ridiculously fast. So I went out mining a lot because, well, I needed to make up for all these mats. So I got a lot of stuff in here processing. Got a ton of iron waiting and also graphite because we're gonna make a big reactor today. And so I got a bunch of stuff in here, and I still have, look how much iron and stuff we have, and I'm cooking up a whole stack of gold. I got a lot of gold back, and now look at this. Look how much diamonds we have and emeralds. We got lots of stuff, and we got a lot of redstone still in here and more ores, and so now we got nice cushion of mats, so we can replace this with a real power source. And then I don't want to make the dimensional transceivers. They're early in mid game, but they are limited compared to a tesseract. The tesseract, you know, has unlimited transport, energy, liquid, and items, while the dimensional transceiver has limits. It's slower. And, you know, if we start with a big reactor now, I'm not going to do the wind turbines. We're going to make a big reactor today because I'm sick and tired of these power issues. Right now, we only have the auto spawner running and the 4 grinders and the things over here. As soon as I turn this machine on, I can show you guys. I'm not sure what. Oh, it's probably because a lot of these generators are still full because nothing was running. So now once they're sucked dry, then I lose energy. So I did a lot of fiddling around with it, trying to figure out, you know, how we can improve on this. And I'm just gonna get rid of this, and we'll keep the energy generators maybe for, I was thinking, farms and stuff like harvesters and planters. We can slap one next to each other and next to each one of them and run that on ender pearls. I think that'd be a good idea to do. But for our main power and stuff, we're gonna switch over to a big reactor and tesseracts today. Now, that is a lot of talking and we haven't done anything. Yeah, so I just checking that I don't forget anything. Yes, okay. Now, these enhanced portals. Actually gonna tear it all down real quick and we'll set it up together because I really wanted to show you guys how they work, because you might not be familiar with it, and I did record all this on camera and I thought, you know, we have 2 other ones, so I only need to set up this one, and the other ones you guys, you know how to do it the same way. And yeah, let's set these up real quick. There's 2 items you gotta craft besides the actual portal frame, portal controller, and dialing device, and the dimensional bridge stabilizer, and that is wrench from enhanced portals and the glasses. Straightforward, very easy recipes for pretty much everything. It's a very cheap mod. All you need is a bunch of iron, diamond, and ender pearls. And you put on these glasses whenever you work with enhanced portals, because let me just show you guys right here. I'm gonna put the controller down and the dialing device, and if I take off the glasses, you only see the dialing device, because everybody needs to see that even without the glasses, because that's what you use to dial to another portal. But the other blocks, and there's other blocks you can make, a redstone control block and a network block, and I think one more, I forgot the name now. And all those, the colors get hidden when you take off the glasses. So you can make these portals in any size you want. Of course, I misplaced this one. But I just want to have a small one here in the corner because, well, we don't have a lot of room. And so this is how you make the portal, and you see it is not multi-block yet. We can do that just yet, because every network with enhanced portals, and it doesn't matter how many portals you have going, needs to have one of these multi-block structures. Is a 2x2x3 is the minimum. And again, very cheap to make these blocks. And then you take your wrench and right click this one time, and now it formed a multi-block structure. And if you are familiar with this mod, first thing you will notice when you open this, there's no power consumption needed in this mod pack. They turned it off, so it's the best option here. It's pretty much, I don't know if I'm gonna make mech portals at all, maybe, not sure, because they need power and stuff, but these don't. And I already have these location cards set to a location, but because I just remade the structure, I'm gonna drop them in here again. And now it says location set. And these cards tie all your portals, this one and all the other portals in the world you have, to this dimensional bridge stabilizer. Sorry, I had to cough. Now usually this is where they get their power from, okay? But in this mod pack, you just need to have this anywhere, and you can make them bigger. And the only thing that changes if you make these stabilizer multi-blocks bigger is that you can have more than just 2 connections going at the same time. So with this size, we can only have one portal to another one open at the same time. You can still have as many portals as you want, but hey, why do I need more than, maybe, you know, if you have a teleport room where you have a connection open constantly to all the other portals, so you never need to activate it. You just run in. It actually might be a good idea. And now what I wonder is if you can share one of these pillars, so we can have another one right there and then have the wall go up here. Oh, we're definitely gonna try that one day. And then you just take one of these location cards, and when you right click the controller with it, you see now it formed and the card is gone. Now what we need to do is right click the portal controller with a wrench and give it a unique identifier. Now because this is the home base, I made it 3 times cake because, well, you go home to eat cake, right? Save, and that's it. And I'm leaving them private for now, so me and the other players on the server don't have any issues with, you know, addresses connecting to each other or whatever. I don't even know if that works if they're on different bridge stabilizers or not, but... And now we can take off the glasses. We don't need them anymore. And now when you right-click the dialing device, it asks you, you know, make an entry. So I'm going to just put in the 2 other portals that I have set up already. One is over to the mob farm. Save this. And then you know, you can change the blocks and how the portal looks and particles and all that. Might you know, get into that one time, but not right now. And then the other one is I have in a dungeon that's on my island here, but I was tired of using the glider over there, but we'll go there in 1 second. And the cool thing is about this whole system here, now before we go somewhere, is that in my ender pouch here, the same as the potions, I have all the other parts in here. I can make 2 more portals on the go right now, and then I can make many more, but that's how many parts I have with me. So let's say I go explore and I find a really cool part where I say I want to put up a salination plant, or I find a desert that I want to, you know, grow desert bees or whatever. I can just put up another portal, enter the address to come home, and as soon as I click it, I put the card on there. Let's go to the zombie farm. It opens the portal and you step through, and here we are. Now the only thing is, you know, if we go through again, we go right back. We can leave this open, no problem. But if I'm somewhere else on a different portal, I cannot dial to this one. It's going to tell you, hey, there's already a connection established. So whenever I'm done, I just click on terminate. There is a redstone block you can put there and then hook it up to like a pressure plate. So as soon as you come through, it turns off or something like that. But I don't see any reason to have that right now. And I noticed I got to change this block back here, but not important right now. And the other one I have is in the dungeon here. That is on the island. So there's the base, there's the mob farm, and over here is the first roguelike dungeon I started exploring. There's another one here. You know, nothing special. That's why I haven't recorded anything. It's pretty straightforward. That's where the tower is, where we come in. Right up here is the surface. And I just blocked this off so I cannot have any surprises. And this way is we'll go down, and I cleared out 2 levels so far. So yeah, so when I'm done with this dungeon, gonna take this down and then fly back home or something. Or I leave it here because they're so cheap to make. I'm not sure yet. So, I'm glad that I showed you guys this. I was a lot faster than in the recording yesterday, but if you guys have any questions, if you don't understand something, or you have any recommendation on how to make them better, maybe, go ahead down to the comments and let me know, or ask away. And I am going to get busy now, making a few parts for the big reactor. And I'm also gonna make first a few thermal expansion machines that we need to make the big reactor. And I'm gonna set them up over here and then show you guys what we craft with them. And I turned off the gas farm already because we already had over a stack of gas tiers, and I don't want to just waste the mob essence for right now. Because I'm not going to put that Enderman farm up again until we actually have the new building where we're going to put it. Alright, I'll be back in a minute. The area I prepared for this big reactor is 7 by 7 by 7. And it's actually going to be one lower than this, but I just pulled up the wall for now, and I'm going to get rid of that top layer and then cover it again with grass when I'm done to make it look natural, so you can't even see that there's a big reactor from top. But I need the axis in the beginning when it's built so I can pour in the liquids that are going to cool it. And over here I set up a magma crucible and a fluid transposer from thermal expansion. And I prepared 8 buckets of resonant ender. 1 pearl gives you 250 millibuckets, so every bucket is 4 pearls, so that's 32 pearls right there. And while I was making the thermal expansion machines, I figured I'm going to make the other ones also. So we got them. It's pulverizer, redstone furnace, induction smelter, igneous extruder, and a glacial precipitator. This one we might not need, but if we need snow or something, we can make it. And this is going to be so we can make obsidian on demand. I took down all the ender generators and also the cubes for now, and I got all the stuff made for the big reactor. Actually, I hope that I got it all, not that I miscalculated or something. And I'm just gonna go ahead and build this now. The floor I always build completely out of casing, and the walls I always make out of the, what is this called? The ender tank glass. Not sure what it's called that. But that's the reactor glass that goes around it. And once I have this, let me just continue here. That should be pretty quick. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm sure you guys have seen many times how big reactor is built. But just in case you haven't, I'm going to do it on camera. And while I built this, the next episode, most likely we're gonna start moving into the new base. I did a lot of exploring around the area, the whole overworld. I also had it easier because we have a live map that we can use the players to see where the other players are. That's what it's pretty much for, so we don't crowd up too much in the same area. But yeah, I couldn't find any biome that I wanted. I wanted to really be in a extreme hills biome this time, but I couldn't find any that looked halfway decent. Or when I found one that wasn't too bad, it would have taken too much time to fix it up the way I wanted it. So I decided I'm gonna stay on this garden island. And my theme is going to be, if you've ever seen the movie, I think it's called Dr. Monroe's Island or something, the mad scientist. That's what we're gonna build here. I want to have a very clean build on all the buildings. And you have a feel of a modern research laboratory. And I think that's gonna work out really nice, and we're gonna spread out far across the island. Build, you know, different structures and so on, and then use portal systems and the likes to connect everything. I want to spread out, so I'm going to put this, give me 1 second here. I'm going to put the roller in the middle. I'm going to put this guy up here. Yeah, let's put 1, 2. No. I'm gonna put this there in case I want a second port. Eventually I can put it next to that. So we got 2 access ports, the rednet port, the power, fix those 2 up. Let the power tap down here, and the rednet port up there. Now there's other people that use the computer port, but I prefer the rednet port in conjunction with the programmable rednet controller, and we set that up in a minute here. I really like how that works, and you don't need all the extra advanced computers and monitors and all that stuff. And it works out really nice. Closing this up. So yeah, next episode I should have a lot of the area where I want to make the main building, the first one, prepared. And then off camera I'm definitely gonna move this thing over there. I don't want to do that on camera, and but the machine rooms and so on we're gonna set up. By the way, you guys see a magnum torch. I made another one because I had this big hole here and I was tired of mobs falling down into the base. So I'm like, all right, it's time to get another magnum torch. And of course I forgot something now. I need to bring I'm not gonna make a tank. I'm just gonna show you guys real quick how I'm doing it, and then I fill the rest by hand. Actually, I can bring 3 buckets. So all you do is here, yeah, it's set to fill, put this in here, and grab these tanks. Oh yeah, usually I actually do not use Resonant Ender. I usually use, what is it called? Liquid cryothium or something. This stuff right here, gelic cryothium, which you make from these cryothium dust. Well, the problem is that you need to fill this tank properly. You need 200 of these dust. And while we have all the materials that we need, we didn't have enough saltpeter. And I didn't feel like doing that, and we have so much of this ender stuff. And I actually did testing. It produces almost identical power. The liquid gelic cryothium makes a little bit more power instead of... what was the number now? I think I have it... No, I closed the screenshot. I think instead of 12.1 thousand RF a tick with the gelic cryothium, this one makes 11.7. So we're missing 400 RF a tick, and I can live with that. And it barely generates more waste than the gelic cryothium. And usually why I use the gelic cryothium is because most servers you don't have, you know, soul shards. It's kind of hard to get ender pearls and ender farm going and so on. So I always found it easier to just use the, you know, snowballs and redstone and so on to make the gelic cryothium. But this time we're gonna use this stuff because, well, we got ender pearls forever. And there's no reason, by the way, to fill this all the way. All you need is 8 blocks and it fills all between. They just need to be touched, the rods. So I'm actually not even gonna cut because we only need 2 more buckets. And we can close this and it is built. One and the last one. So yeah, I have a lot of nice plans for this island when it comes to this laboratory look. We're gonna build very bright with the laboratory block. There's one from Chisel that looks really cool, and I want to make the hallways and so on all color coded, and you know, the different wings and so on. I think it's gonna turn out really cool. And yeah, definitely next episode we're gonna get started with this because I'm tired of building all these temp things. You guys saw it just formed the multi-block structure, so it is finished. And yeah, I'm not gonna worry about the top. And I'm tired of, you know, just having to build all these temporary structures when I know they're gonna go away. Now, before we even start this, I'm gonna show you guys how to configure this. It's very simple. All you do is, well, how I always do it is in the white one here, I put the battery. That means it's sending the current storage percentage out with a white signal. And the input change control for the rods, it's using the black channel. Okay, so the white channel is used for how much power do we have stored, and the black channel is used as how much percentage you want to have that, whatever, what is this actually called, the change control rod insertion, how far the rods go in there. You guys know you can change that. So then just commit that. That's the only thing you got to do here. And then you place this guy over here. And that's also very simple. All you do there is, let me just double check that I don't forget. Yes, all you do is, you go down to maximum 2 input. And then the first one is an input output in the back with the white. And this you don't change. And over here we change this to input output in the back to black. So what does this do? What this does is it gets a signal. Okay, let's say the power, the stored power right now when this signal comes is 50%. It takes 50% and sends it back to the black. So now I'm telling the rods, insertion, go to 50%. So this goes to 60%, it inserts them 60%. So what that does is when it's empty, at 0, it's gonna say pull the rods out completely. I'm sorry, put them in completely, 0% taken out. It generates full power. And the more it charges, the more it takes the rods back out. So eventually when this is at 100, they're completely out and it stops. That means once we start this now, you never need to worry about it again. All you need to do is supply it with Elorium. So you never waste any energy. You don't waste energy, but you don't waste any fuel. The thing automatically slows down and everything. So, go. What's happening? Why is it not taking 60? Oh, it was just a display bug. Alright. Now it's full, and now the only thing is you gotta do is turn it on. And watch this real quick. It will never run at 100% because now it's already pulling the rods out. You see this? This is gonna go slowly down now until it's all the way up charging. So as long as we don't even get to the max, which, what did I say? 11.7 thousand RF a tick. You see how this is slowing down? Because I'm sending, hey, it's a 50%, so the rods are already out at 50%. And it might be easier if I show you guys from the top here. You see this? It's constantly changing. It's pushing the rod in, so it is cooling down. It doesn't produce as much energy. And eventually it's at 100%. That means, hey, I'm full. So I love this way of doing it because I don't need to have any advanced computers that might bug out or anything. This just always works. It's amazing. Alright, and we're full. We got 10 million RF. Now I want to... I am gonna put... Do I need a battery here? Use the internal storage. And we have two. Let's just use it and hook it up there. One of them. The other one, I don't know if I mentioned, I made it so I can take it with me mining. So when I need to charge my tools, I can do that on the go. And you guys might also notice that I'm using my other pickaxe because it's so dangerous around the base. When I use our super pickaxe, it's nuts. I mean, you look at a block and it breaks. And that's just a little bit too dangerous for my taste right now. Alright, so this is the wrong way. Where's my wrench? Need to point this down and done. Now we got new power. And I pretty much guarantee you that we can turn everything on right now. Let's just do that. Turn this guy on. The grinders are all on. We're gonna turn this on. And do I have anything in here? No, this already pulls enough power. And this will... Okay, so it's now idling. It's... You know, see, this is slowly coming up because we're drawing more and more power. And then pretty much in a... let's say a minute or so, this is probably gonna idle out at X amount, whatever it is. And so now I calculated, sorry, I forgot already, 16 times 40. We had 640 RF a tick with these 16 ender generators. And this one right here, I said, we're generating up to, whatever, 11,000 or something RF at max. So we are not going to run out of power. And look at this. So far, we've only used 0.15 milli, so 144 millibuckets of the first ingot. So this fuel is gonna last us forever, and we have so much of this Elorium that this is just the best way to make power. You know, until you get turbines, when it's a whole different ball game. But it's gonna take a while for that. So I decided not to do the Tesseracts today because I want to do that next episode when we actually set up our quarry, and then we're gonna slap a Tesseract right here, and a Tesseract over on the quarry. But again, I'm not sure if we're actually gonna be ready to do that, because if we're in the middle of the move next episode or not, you know, it depends on what I have in stock for when I start recording. If I'm far enough and we can move, we move. If not, then we're probably gonna get some materials from the quarry and start processing that over here, sorting it and processing it still by hand. So, well, it was a crazy 2 days with all the items I lost. And so sorry there was no episode yesterday. And tomorrow there won't be an episode because I got a lot of preparations to do. And also Clouds of Darkness. We finally got the 1.11 patch, so I can start recording there and start over on a new map. And if you guys are watching that, I hope you're looking forward to it. And, alright, enough babbling. On that note, take care everybody. Bye-bye.